Seniors are helping Douglas County investigators crack down on a cryptocurrency scam. The city requires a sticker on cryptocurrency machines, those machines warning that scammers often tell victims to send money through those devices. Douglas County Sheriff Aaron Hansen established what he calls a grandma posse to make sure businesses with the ATM machines know about the law. The group got reinforcements from Nebraska AARP members, including a grandpa to go with the grandma posse. They visited 7 locations today with cryptocurrency devices, and the first one passed the test.
This was a good one. Because they had their sign posted, and their person we talked with, their assistant manager, said that they have information at the checkout area.
And he said that he even watches if people come repeatedly and get a lot of cash, have a lot of cash and put it in the Bitcoin machine.
Because other people could tear it down.
Well done, June and Joyce. All 7 businesses checked today had the scam warning signs posted on the cryptocurrency machines.